What are we doing here? What a mess.
Hello folks, Luke Simons with you, Back to the Basics 101. I had an old fence around this here water spigot, which is in the ground, I think about 9 feet, 9 feet, somewhere in there. Well, 8 feet for sure. The problem with these water spigots is they're vulnerable. Now, if you have one in your yard, no big deal. Even then, though, they're vulnerable. You want to make sure that your water spigot is secure. Now, there was a little fence around there with a little water trough, etc. But now, the posts it was in the way, it was part of an old corral system, no longer used. So now, it's sitting by itself. And someday, I might move it, or I might just build a little horse tack barn around it, or for the milk cows or something like that. But until then, this could get run over, or worse yet, bulls. Bulls love to scratch on things, and they will flat out push something like this flat out of the way. Another thing is cows will rub up and down on this thing. Another trick is if you have this where livestock is normally, to put either a little piece of wire on there or something. Otherwise, do you see how easy that came up just now? And I have it shut off now. But they will just literally rub that up, and the next thing you know, thousands of gallons of water are out on the ground. Little tricks. This is Bobby, a good friend of mine, and he does a lot of work around here. He's brand new pretty much. I've used him like 4 times, and I like Bobby. Let me show you.
I always let little Bobby warm up. A little Honda 4-stroke. Oh, look at the rocks it's throwing up. You see that? Big rock. Look at there. Turns into a knot after a while. You have to go through grass. It really slows it down. Ooh, got some wire on there too. That never makes it nice. There we go. Let's give that a try now. We have an old green treated post that still has a lot of life in it, and I pulled it out while it was still pretty young, so it'll work perfect for a situation just like this one. So you can see it's in the ground quite a ways, and that's going to give us some stability. You'll notice that my tools are all pretty much steel orange, steel as in the chainsaw. And the reason for it is when you're working out in the prairie, your tools can be lost very quickly. It seems like you never lose a generic tool, only the good ones. So I go ahead and my hammer, fluorescent orange, pretty much everything fluorescent orange. And that way, if it's in the brush or grass, tall grass, if you're fortunate enough to have tall grass, you can at least see it most of the time. How are we going to secure this to the post? That's what you're probably asking, because you can see there's a lot of play there, and you certainly wouldn't want an animal's foot to get in here or whatever. And technically you probably wouldn't have to secure it, but I always have. I used to put a post here and a post here with a decorative piece on the top. However, if you have to pull your innards out of here, then you have to take the whole thing apart and disassemble, whatever. And in freeze country, you can't just dig down to the bottom. You got to hire a backhoe, which is not cool. How are we going to put this together? Check this out. This show is a lot. Well, it's a holistic show. So we try to use natural resources that didn't cost us any money, or very little money, and turn that into $1. What is this? Do you see it? What is it? It's around bundles of wood, or really around anything. It's called banding. You can get this, pick it up at your local hardware store when it comes in. Not hardware store, probably lumberyard more so. A lot of different places will have it. And actually a lot of the stuff that you order to the ranch or homestead or whatever will have metal banding on it. Don't throw it away. Put it in a nice, neat spot, and I promise you, you will utilize this stuff. Very, very tough. Very tough. Make yourself a pilot hole. Now, a lot of times I'll make myself a little pilot hole here too. There. Nice, tight fit. Put a little slack in there like so you can cut it off. We'll take a hammer and pound that down a little bit. Pretty simple concept.
Just a couple words of wisdom. They say money doesn't make you happy, and that is true. But with money, you can buy a cow. And with cow, you get milk. And with milk, you can make ice cream. And ice cream will make you happy. Now, I had a few concrete pads laying around that actually came with the ranch. And I just put them up by the rock pile nice and neat, knowing the day would come when I wanted them. And this really just was the finishing touch on this project. It really was the icing on the cake.
Remember, when it's hot out, roll those pants up. It's like you have AC. Just a nice way of doing it. Bucket here, concrete, no erosion, which is beautiful. Then your bucket is stored right here, and that is out of the weather 100%. If you like these shows, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button. Thanks. May the Lord guide and keep you. Until next time, this is Luke Simons. Happy trails.